Like, do you guys think it's hype and it's gonna fall off, or do you think this is just a start to a new wave? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike with an Intro is short for entrepreneur. This is a non-CDL trucking channel geared to help you guys learn about the industry. Like, comment, and subscribe. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Intro Mike with an Intro is short for entrepreneur. I got Daniel and I got JJ back for another video to clarify for all y'all's questions. And for everybody new, they can, reintroduce themselves. Whoever want to go first.
Okay. Well, this is Jay Johnson with Trucking Thunder. We are a truck financing company. So we finance everything from semis, trailers, dump trucks, box trucks, sprinter vans, whatever you need to get the rolling.
Awesome. I'm Daniel Summers from Charles String Trucking Insurance Agency, independent agency. If you haul for someone else, cross state lines, that type of thing, any types of trucks that he just talked about that he finances, I insure them.
That's what's up.
Yeah, okay, so we work together. So, I refer my clients over to Daniel when we're financing everything. Every time you do a loan with the lender, you're gonna need insurance on that asset. And so, Daniel is a go-to insurance professional.
Okay, so let me ask you, JJ, because I got a lot of people asking, what requirements as far as people having a little bit of business credit, what makes them meet those requirements if they've had a business for maybe 3 to 6 months? Like, is there a certain threshold of income you guys want to see before, giving them an opportunity to finance equipment?
Having a little business credit helps, but still what's going to be looked at always more heavily is time in business. It's going to be one threshold. And especially when when you don't have over 2 years time in business, your personal credit is going to be heavily looked at. And kind of like, I don't know if we touched it on the last video, Mike, but your credit score is that barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Have at minimum 680 or whatever that bank or lender want to see. But what's most important is what's on your credit. So your credit profile, your trade lines. What's the trade line? It's going to be your car payment. It's going to be your dealer's car, your Discover car, all your installment loans, that makes up your trade lines. And so the bank's lenders are going to heavily look at that credit score, but more importantly, they're going to look at what's on your credit. So somebody could possibly have a 600 credit score or 580, but they may have like 10 or 12 trade lines. And the more trade lines you got, the more it makes the bank more, easier to lend. Okay. So, and if those trade lines are more positive and they can kind of identify what's weighing your score down, is not because of derogatory debt, the stuff that you got past due. I mean, they might be more, that would be a better situation for them to lend, because you could win the game with trade lines. Okay, so just have them make sure they're positive trade lines. Just pay your stuff. That's it.
All right. So for Daniel, I wanted to know, what's the biggest thing that can negatively affect you from having a good insurance quote and down payment?
So like initially, especially with the new ventures, like credit and driving record. Those are like the two things that like you kind of have some control over. The other thing is like what state you're based out of. That's, not necessarily something you can control unless you're willing to move. But yeah, your credit score is a huge one. There's some insurance companies that it's like, the credits here and MVR's here, and then other companies, they weigh it a little differently. So, Progressive, especially for new ventures, weighs pretty heavily on the credit score. So pump that credit score up as much as you can before you start doing quotes.
Okay. JJ, if I got decent credit, if my trade lines are decent, as a new carrier and everything, as far as being over the road, how long do you think it would take for them to actually get their equipment financed?
Okay. Now, the key thing, did you say new carrier?
Yeah.
So new, fresh, maybe within the last 6 months, you started your LLC, probably going through the process of getting your authority and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So with startups, everybody always need to keep in mind that whether you're going to get lender financing or bank financing, you're going to be looked at as risky. Mm-hmm. Bank financing is pretty much going to be off limits for startups, unless you're going to be a startup that's kind of like you've had your CDL for maybe over 3 years. Okay, some bank financing may be available to you. And what I'm saying with bank financing and lender financing, most bank financing always, they're going to have your 100% down. 100% financing, and they'll keep you in the single-digit interest rates. Okay, for startups, lender financing is going to be that go-to, and the financing, is going to be 10% down, 20% down. If your credit's under 6, you're going to be 25% down, 30% down, even up to 50% down. Okay. And then you're going to be looking into that in the teens interest rate, the 20s, heck, sometimes even 30s. Okay. Depending on your credit profile, depending on your credit score. So, but your initial question was, how long would it take?
Yeah.
Well, if they, now, this market, trying to find equipment is a big deal. Yeah. So if they found their equipment, we can get them approval within 24 hours. And from the approval standpoint, when we get that approval, we bring it back to our clients like, hey, these are your terms. This is the lender who's giving you these terms, your monthly payment. If there's a down payment requirement, and with the startup, more than likely, there's going to be a down payment requirement. This is your interest rate. This is your payback terms, okay? And all that should be happening, within 24 to 48 hours, okay? And then, so Mike, if you accept those terms, I'm going to let the lender know, hey, you're fine with it. You want to roll. And what the lender's going to do is come up with the loan documents. So basically, that's the contract that you guys are going to enter into, the agreement that you're going to enter into. Okay. I get those loan docs over to you. Mm-hmm. You start signing them during this time. I'm going to be like, hey, Daniel, hey, Mike, he's picked out his truck. This is his approval. We're going to need he needs coverage on this. Yeah. Okay. And then you kind of have that conversation with Daniel, and Daniel's always going to put the name insured in the name of that lender or that bank. Exactly. Okay. Because they're the ones who's financing that asset. You just got to pay for it, right? Okay. So, and that's pretty much the timeline. So really, it really depends a lot on you, the client, on how fast you want to move. Okay. If you're picking up the phone, we call it, hey, the lender needs this document, or we need to get this signed, okay? And when down payments come into play, it's like, okay, well, normally you got to send that down payment. Well, you always going to have to send that down payment to the lender before they fund that equipment, before they send the money to that vendor, or make some cases private party. They got to receive their down payment, okay? And that time, so the timeline, it could be a couple days, or it could be 10 days. It just really depends on if everybody's moving accordingly. If your insurance agent, Daniel, he's going to move, but not all agents move like,
Yeah. You just helped me as far as like weighing out my options as far as financing. And then also, Daniel got me to hook up with insurance. So, this ain't no game. They can really help you out. And my question for Daniel would be like, since with the whole truck shortage thing, we see the rates are higher for rentals. Is that affecting insurance too?
So with the truck shortage, and it's hurting. It's starting to squeeze in some areas, some worse than others. I've got people that are still able to get a truck like next day, and then I've got other people that are here, and it'll be over a month before they can get a truck reserved for rentals. So, and with that, so like your weekly rate goes up. A lot of the rental companies are making the weekly rates go up. They haven't increased values on trucks, which would then make your insurance go up. Like Enterprise, for instance, requires $90,000 to get started. Penske's like $120,000, and budget's like $75,000. They haven't increased those values on their trucks, but I know like Budget is about to. They have a huge order for a whole lot of new trucks, so they might increase theirs here soon. once they start getting deliveries on all the new trucks they've ordered. So, we could see something like that. But the other thing is, if you were renting with budget, which had a lower limit on the physical damage, and now you're having to go to Enterprise or Penske, yeah, your insurance, you see insurance going up from that just because of the increase in physical damage values. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the truck shortage affecting insurance. Not too bad. It's just a matter of getting a truck and swapping trucks out, making sure there's availability.
All right. So my last question for both of you: do you guys think this is the beginning of box trucks and elevating to another level? Like, do you guys believe box trucks could be like the next Bitcoin, or is it like Dogecoin and crypto? Is it like a shiny object that everybody's chasing but don't know nothing about? Like, because I feel like this year, like after COVID, is prime time for everybody trying to be their own boss, work for themselves. Like, do you guys think it's hype and it's gonna fall off, or do you think this is just a start to a new wave?
Jay, what you think?
Whoa. Well, only thing I do know, freight has to be moved.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, freight has to be moved. And with box trucks, like, you can do a lot more than just long haul. There's a lot of short haul stuff you can do, a lot of courier stuff you can do. You can even, there's a lot of junk removal guys who transform these box trucks and making bank. So having a box truck is always going to be an asset, I believe. Just that piece of equipment. I do think there is a lot of hype, YouTube, our platform right now.
Yeah.
That's the spark, the hype, but it's just giving people the insight. A lot of people got to be awakened to the idea of making nice dollars in the transportation industry. It's only fair, but I think the people who are going to survive this, are the people who start and treat their business like a business from the get-go, and operate that way, operate their business, and not just like, I'm about to make me a couple dollars in this box truck little wave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, operate that thing as a business, and it's gonna treat it that way. Okay. Treat yourself. So that's my take, Dave.
Yeah, my 2 cents on it is, if you look at retail, like COVID, a lot of retailers scrambled to push more online sales and more deliveries. So right there's, if anything in transportation increases, all of it, trickles down, right? Yeah. So even box trucks are expanding, box trucks are expanding like crazy. There's obviously some hype. Like if you just look at the numbers on, somebody new in box trucking on YouTube and see how fast they explode with subscribers and everything, it's obvious it's trending, right?
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of new ventures. There's a lot of new authority applicants. I track the numbers on that by state, and it's up like 50 to 100 something percent, depending on which state you're in. I think the COVID helped push people that weren't online, and the people that were online, it helped push them to do more online. There's so many businesses that won't go back to like brick and mortar, right? And so they're online, and when you're online, more stuff has to get delivered. So yeah, that's all trickling down through every segment of transportation. And then the other thing is like, there's a lot of people getting into box trucking and then going into like semis or cargo vans, or there's a lot of shifts in what they do. So not just box trucking, but everything is growing transportation wise.
Cool. So yeah, one thing, Mike, I want to touch on, with this shortage, with a lot of people coming in the industry, I look at that like I have to screen, I got to screen, our applicants, making sure that they're going to be successful.
Yeah. So
one thing, our company, we're going to finance everybody. We're not going to, because we're not transactional. Be careful of those who just want to, get you through the doors, and just want to get that application and get you financed. Everybody, I always tell my people, hey, you gotta be patient with me because I want to understand your story. And that's how my team is. My team is trained to, we got questions we need to ask. And I see even though I'm not talking to everybody, I see every app that comes through our company.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving feedback, to my team to give to, everybody. So, because maybe now is not the time to finance for in their situation, because the only financing available to them is going to cost them, what the truck is worth, in interest or half of that.
Yeah.
And I am, in good conscience, I can't even go through with that, so I'm going to give you a path of, Mike, this is the issues that's affecting your credit. These are the issues that, a bank and lender don't want to touch you right now. Mm-hmm. Okay. Work on these things. All right. And you don't have to come back to me, but work on these things and try later,
okay.
But you got to give people some direction, to get to where they're going. And, that's the only thing I aim for. I think that's, I wanted to say something else, Mike, but I'm gonna let Daniel go.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, and Jay, I'm right there with you. Like my mission statement is this: it's like help people get on the road and stay on the road. I don't want to help you just get the policy started and say, hey, bye, good luck. Like, I do the free consultations. We go over your business plan if you want, or like if the quote's really high, like I'm gonna push to go over your business plan because I want to make sure you be successful. There's no reason to get out there and be like in debt up to your eyeballs and too much overhead. And then you're scrambling. You start taking like these ridiculously low rates from brokers and whatnot. Like you don't want to be in that category. Set up for success and grind. That's my thing.
All right.
And definitely understand them loads out there, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Especially in this box truck space. Understand what loads are going for right now.
Yeah.
Before you paying your debt. That needs to be in your business plan. You know what you're moving and at what cost.
Know your lane and know your market. But I just wanted to say, and also this is a small tip, like surround yourself with better people too. Make sure y'all got the same mindset if you're gonna go into an operating agreement with somebody else. And surround yourself with better people. I surrounded myself with Daniel and Jay. They're a little older than me, if I may say, but they taught me a lot. And I wouldn't have been able to get my business. I wouldn't have been able to get my business off the ground and learn, more about my credit, more about insurance without these guys. They don't have to be JJ and Daniel, but just in general, just surround yourself with more positive people, and I promise you it'll help your business model. Surround yourself with people that want to be successful.
Most definitely.
So it was a great video with JJ and Daniel again. This ain't the last video. I think we got another guest.
If we're gonna get a broker on.
Yeah, we're gonna get a broker on here. To talk about these rates and give more insights. Daniel's a previous freight broker. He worked for a brokerage. What you said 3 years ago?
Like 4
years ago. Okay. Yeah. But that's it for this video. It's your boy Entre Mike. Daniel, y'all hit up his YouTube. JJ still ain't made a YouTube yet. I don't know if he running away from
JJ on there.
We're getting there. I'm going to get it this week.
I'll ping you on YouTube, so as you guys could see in the video, it was a great video with Daniel and JJ. So now I got to show you guys where you can find them on my website. But first, everybody who's new or you haven't been subscribed this whole time, literally just click the subscribe button, turn the post notice on, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Let's just type it in, entremike.com. It's going to pop up. Boom. Entre Mike Keep Trucking. This is where you can purchase the course. And over here by consultations, if you want to book a consultation, got them right there. Go back to home. Now for you guys to get Daniel's information, it'll be right here with insurance quote. If you need a factoring or fuel card, click there. And same thing with truck financing. Their information, I'm about to work on another link to put here. But yeah, so that's it for the video. Stay tuned for more videos. I love making these videos to help everybody out. Literally no charge for you guys to come and get all of this free information. And thanks for watching the video. Peace.